It's the Powerhouse Woman Show. You're a powerhouse woman, successful, accomplished, but you know the time has come for something else. To pivot, make a shift, or do what you've been putting off for a long time. I'm Monica Pierre, a media entrepreneur, Emmy Award-winning journalist and coach, and I'm on a mission to help you figure out your path forward and create powerful new stories about your life and legacy. There's more ahead. Time to do the greatest work of your life. Hello and welcome once again to the Powerhouse Woman Show. I'm Monica Pierre. So happy you've joined us. Today is going to be a solo show because I've been giving a lot of thought to the guests that I've had on the program. This is our fourth season. We begin season 5 in January 2024. And when I think about the women that I have profiled, the women who've been on the show, the women who have said yes to being on the Powerhouse Woman Show, I realize there are a lot of things that are different. They come from different industries. Some are entrepreneurs, some are nonprofit executives, some are just cool people that I ran into and wanted to do a segment on. But there's something, as I think about it, that they all possess, they all have a degree of boldness. Boldness. That's what we're going to talk about on the Powerhouse Woman Show today. I'm going to talk to you about boldness and that you're often much bolder than you give yourself credit for. So how bold are you? Well, first of all, you may say, well, I'm just doing my thing. I don't know if I'm really bold. I wouldn't describe myself as bold. People have never said that about me, but you are bold. And there are different ways in which boldness show up. So I would really like you to take a moment this day or whenever you watch the show to think about it. Jot it down, put it in your phone. How are you bold? How are you showing up in boldness? And boldness can take on so many different forms, and it can look so different. Maybe you are bold because you said, with my plan in hand, I'm leaving the familiar. I'm leaving a certain career, a certain position, a certain job, and I'm going to run for office, or I'm going to start a business, or I am going to do something that I've always wanted to do. And maybe no one understands it but me, but this is what I'm drawn to do right now, what I'm called to do. That takes and took some boldness. Perhaps you decided that you wanted your life to look a little different, or maybe totally overhaul it. And you said, you know what? I'm going for it. And I'm going to take a breather, take a break, not run hard like this for the rest of my existence. I want it to be different. I want to have rest. There's an outstanding coach out there that I work with, Danielle, the teach, Coach Danny D, and she talks about letting go and releasing the grind, the hustle, that hustle state that so many of us find ourselves in. And for what? So maybe you're being bold right now and you're saying, now you know what I want? I want to look at all that I'm doing. I'm going to cut it in half or take some things off my plate or reduce it because I want a different rhythm for my life. That takes boldness. Maybe you're writing a book, you're launching a coaching business. It could just take on a whole lot of different ways. And how are you being bold within that? You're being bold by, number one, recognizing that this is what you want, recognizing that you can go forward with this, recognizing that the time has come. You're bold because you've made that decision to do it. That decision. Even if you look back at what you've done in the past, you could say, yeah, that took a certain amount of boldness for me to do that. One of the things I like to share with people is that when I moved to New Orleans 30 plus years ago, getting to be 40, oh my goodness gracious. Yes, I was 2. No, I was not 2. I was 26. Yeah, do those quick, add it. You find out. That's what it is. And I knew one person that I attended college with in another town. And I got the job here and I accepted the position. And for me, it took boldness to leave where I was and move to New Orleans, not knowing anyone other than that one person, not knowing where I was going to stay, not knowing the city. I had this thought, what if I get lost? I can't find it. I'm in news. I have to know how to get to certain places and cover certain stories. But it took a bit of boldness. It took a lot of boldness for me. How are you being bold? How bold are you? Ask yourself, how is boldness showing up in your life? And you're probably discounting so many bold moves that you've made, so many bold thoughts that you've had, so many bold ways that you have shown up and created something literally out of nothing. Just an idea, just a drive, just a calling, just a passion, and you've created something out of that. And it's no judgment. It doesn't mean that unless you have a 7 or 8 figure company, that what you're doing isn't bold or what you're doing isn't important. It is. So on the show today, I want you to celebrate and recognize your boldness and see it as an amazing thing that you can always tap into because you're bolder than you think. You're bolder than you give yourself credit for. You have a powerful story, and you have so many stories within that big story. I work with people. That's what I love to do. I work with them with their stories and on their stories and helping them to put together their talks. And I'm going to take a bold move right now myself. And I'm going to invite you to find out more about my Story Maker Academy. The next class begins on August 1st. And we're doing some bold things because you're looking at all of the stories that you could tell that summarize what you believe, your values. You can put it in a talk. And yes, you don't want to do a TED talk, or maybe your big goal is not to be on huge stages, but that you want to be able to share your message, your story with more confidence. You want to see the boldness within your story. So I invite you to take a look. Would love to tell you more about it. All you have to do is just go online here at monicapierpresents.com/academy and you'll learn more. The world needs boldness more than ever. I know we say things what the world needs more than ever, but I do believe within my heart it needs bold people, bold powerhouse women stepping forward, speaking up, leaving what is no longer working and serving, and stepping into what serves you best. And because of that, the world becomes a better place. Thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to celebrate not only the past women that I've had on this show, countless, just beautiful stories, but I also want to recognize and celebrate you who are watching right now. I want to celebrate the bold steps, the bold moves, the bold thoughts, the bold colors, the bold creations that you've set in motion. Those are important as well. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week on the Powerhouse Woman Show.